Welcome to the podcast, Living by Oak Values. My name is Robert, and I host this podcast with my friend Gary. Join us today as we dive deep and share meaningful stories and discuss the values that help shape our lives. We are devoted to living by these values and sharing them with you. Whether you're a longtime listener or just now discovering us, welcome. Check us out at northmancoaching.com. Connect with us and get your free toolbox along with exciting updates. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Happy listening.
Today's value is resilience. Resilience is defined as developing a set of skills and practices that help you cope with challenges and bounce back from adversity. Resilience is a cornerstone of personal growth and success because it equips you to face challenges, adapt to change, and bounce back from setbacks. Here is why it is such a crucial value.
Life is unpredictable. Unexpected challenges are certainty in life. Whether it's a personal setback, a professional challenge, or something beyond your control, resilience allows you to navigate these moments without being overwhelmed.
Every setback is an opportunity to learn. Resilience shifts your mindset from focusing on failure to seeking lessons and growth, making you a stronger and wiser over time.
And today, we are joined by a very great man.
Some guy.
Some guy. I messed it up.
Some guy from Georgia.
Yeah. Dan Fritsch, who has coached many people, and one of his favorite topics is resilience. So we asked him to come on and talk to us about resilience. Welcome, Dan. How are you doing?
I'm well. Thank you for having me.
Yes. Thank you for coming.
Yes, thank you.
Speaking about resilience, tell us your relationship with resilience.
Ooh, my relationship with resilience. I'll simplify it.
Mm-hmm.
Resilience for me is I'm a man who is okay with who I am and where I am right now. Who I am, where I am right now. It's being okay and understanding that all of my life is meant for my growth and evolution as a man and as a human being.
That was good.
Yeah, it's the most simple way to look at resilience. I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a human being, and I am okay with who I am, where I am right now.
So Dan, how has resilience evolved through your experiences?
Evolved through my experiences. Well, initially, I didn't know what resilience was. I just wanted the pain to stop. And looking through an external lens of wanting something outside of me to give me comfort, peace, and freedom. My paycheck, my wife, my family, my friends, it's that external validation. And when those things left me, when my wife said, "Hey, I love you, but I'm not in love with you." I've had her words where I have no more energy to give you or this marriage. I was a shattered man, and I believe resilience is a result of that. It's when we reach that pain point that we have an opportunity to take responsibility and ownership. And for me, that's what resilience represents. So, how does it evolve? We can break that into three simple things: emotional, spiritual, and physical resilience. Physical, simple. Just think of yourself at the gym. We do weight training, we do hit training, and our body experiences adversity and our muscles grow. Our lungs experience adversity and our capacity grows. Emotional resilience. Think of the emotional depth that we've experienced for the first few decades of our life. I'm either angry, sad, happy, or asleep. Not a lot of depth. So as my experience with being a resilient man has grown, the depth of my emotions has, because it anchors back to I'm okay with who I am, where I am right now, even if I'm having a day, even if I'm having a thought that may not serve me. I can relax into that. My feelings are not reasons for me to take action. They just feel like they are, because that's how we've been living for decades.
I like that.
So in the spiritual side of things, they all tie together with emotional and physical. It's where our breath slows down. We breathe low and we breathe slow. We speak in that same sense, and we become spiritually open to everything. And when we are spiritually open to everything, the greens look greener. The clouds look puffier. You can see beauty in the street sign or in the checkout line at the grocery store because you're open. It's almost like somebody has taken a cloth and wiped the lens of judgment, comparison, fear, resentment. So the evolution of emotional, physical, and spiritual resilience means that my life and day to day, up and down, up and down, up and down, I can be peaceful and free when I'm down and when I'm up. There's no longer an external influence on who I am as a human being because I know my value and my worth. It's internal. And EDRT, every day's resiliency training. Got it? EDRT.
Yep.
That to me gives me permission to say, today's okay. Where is the opportunity for me to be more resilient as a human being on this earth? EDRT, every day is resiliency training, which all anchors right back to I'm a man who is okay with who I am, where I am right now. I'm present. I'm open. The evolution just helped me stop suffering and seeing beauty. And when you're in alignment with emotional, physical, spiritual resilience, I believe you can find beauty in all things, even the suck ass stories.
Talking about your up and downs, do you think failure plays role in building your resilience?
What if I don't believe in failure?
Can you explain? Can you elaborate a little bit more?
I think it's just failure is just a mindset. Failure is a mindset. What's the opposite of failure?
Success.
Right. How will I know when I arrive at success?
You set meaningful goals.
Okay. And those are typically external.
Yes.
How many external things are within our control?
Zero.
Not many.
Zero. Right.
Yeah.
So for me, we have to, it's important that we look at failure and success and just let's just take those measurables off the table.
I never even thought of that. Beautiful.
Because here's the hijack. Our brain and our memory is going to automatically assign value to something. Oh, this sucks. My wife didn't look at me the right way. My boss didn't give me the pay raise. That person cut me off in traffic. Keep listening. And when we move into comparison and judgment, we're no longer present. We're wanting things to be different than how they actually are. And when we come right back to, I'm okay with who I am, where I am right now, what are we aligning to? Everything internal. Here, I see you kind of rolling your eyes like, let me think about this a little bit.
I'm taking a lot from this, man. I feel like
You know what, brothers? Not easy at all.
No.
No. Yeah.
Yet, when we come back to every day's resiliency training, EDRT, we can accept whatever thought I'm having, whatever experience I'm encountering. It comes right back to it's happening for me, not to me.
Since the for me, that not to me is pre our recording, can you go over that portion of the?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. I'm sorry to make you repeat it. So
no worries. So what we were talking about before was the concept of gratitude and how gratitude has this energy and this authority over our lives. And it can, when we walk into gratitude, there's a shift in our perspective. And that shift is one from why is this happening to me? My life and my suffering is happening to me. And it shifts it to my life is happening for me. Didn't get the promotion. How can I grow from this? Wife left me for another man. How can I grow and transform from this? It's how do we level ourselves up? not against the neighbor, not against another man. How do we level ourselves up from being a better version of ourselves than we were the day before?
It's good. Rob wanted us to limit this to 4 or 5 questions, and I'm going to add to it now. You said you're okay with who you are. You're okay.
Yes.
I feel in this world now, a lot of people are not okay. So how would you send that message that it is okay to be who you are right now?
Well, if a person finds themselves with these thoughts, I'm not lovable, I'm not worthy, I'm not capable, they're all lies. They're all an indication that there's a story being told that you're a victim of some external influence. So ask yourselves 2 simple questions. What am I not owning? And where am I not free? Most men have an ego that is a barrier answering those honestly, which is where coaching comes into play. I needed to walk shoulder to shoulder with another brother. I felt no judgment from him, and he changed how I viewed everything in my life. It's right back to the sign that's over my head. Expect a self-rescue. Stop thinking that somebody else is going to come save you. Here's the way I describe resilience. We talked about like the foundation of emotional, physical, spiritual. I'm a big one for visualization. Most men navigate their life like they're driving with 6 GPS units across their dashboard, and each one of them's calibrated to something different. Wife's not happy. Well, I need to make some adjustments there. Boss has got deadlines. Not happy there. Kids need to be at the soccer game. Dad's mad at me. There's 6 GPS units. They're all calibrated to something, a different satellite, and we live an exhausted life trying to chase those 6 GPS units. I'm not lovable. I'm not worthy. I'm not good enough or capable. Combined with the overall sensation of I'm just exhausted, or this burning desire to arrive somewhere where you're not. When I get there, I'll be free. When I get there, I'll be successful. Right back to I'm okay with who I am, where I am right now. So this, the simplification to resilience is taking all those GPS units off of the dashboard and aligning to one, our head and our heart.
I love it. Yeah. So Dan, what are some daily habits or practices that you recommend for building the resilience?
Wonderful question. I feel that's different for every person.
Okay.
And I would challenge a man to become an explorer of his own life and how he can build resilience. For me, that looks like waking up between 4:30 and 5 a.m. every day, journaling every morning, breath work every morning, and some type of mindfulness meditation practice every morning. Yeah, I have a very, a still morning because my days can get bonkers. And then it's remembering to take 30 seconds, 10 seconds to stop and take a breath throughout the day. Look up, breathe, see beauty, be the observer. My belief is that establishes our foundation in the morning for when life gets crazy through the day. And it's training our brain to be an observer, of our thoughts, to be an observer of our emotions instead of a participant. Because I can tell you, when I was curled up on the floor, bawling my eyes out as my wife wanted a divorce, I was participating in the story in my head. I think it's essential to have some type of mindfulness practice and journaling practice where we can get the story from here to out in front of us. Because when that story's here, what is it? It's looping around. You know the guys that are stuck, hair on fire, looping thoughts. Will our marriage work out? Will she ever love me again? Will she ever touch me again? What if this doesn't work out? Or what if it does in a way that you couldn't even imagine? It's about taking that story, the words we use, and getting clarity, get them out in front of you.
Beautiful.
Can you go into how does relationships impact your resiliency? Like what kind of relationships do you build to help you stay resilient? How about that?
Well, given the practice that Gary just asked me, which relationship's number one?
Yourself.
Me, me. And the shift that I have made in my life is that my life is bigger than my need for my wife to make me happy,
Mm.
or any woman for that matter.
Sorry, on that note, I think that was probably one of the biggest shifts for me when I realized that I was in control of my happiness. It was not my ex-wife,
Yeah.
the woman I'm dating, or anybody around me. It was me.
And you know why that is? I'll put it to you in two simple terms. Because now you realize you have options. And when you have options, you're free.
Yep.
And when you're free, you feel peace. So number one relationship is the relationship I have with myself.
So,
Second for me is the relationship I have with my horses.
mm.
It's also a very spiritual practice for me to go spend time with my horses. Large creatures, very intuitive, very desiring of connection, but also very fear-based.
Mm.
I enjoy connecting with my horses as I groom them or I ride or just being in nature and listening to them munch on hay. So me, horses, and horses kind of tie into nature for me, connection with community, other men. And I look at that for me personally is there are connections that I have with other men that guide me, kind of help me level up and challenge me. And there's men that I can offer that to as well. And then it's family. I believe my family watches me invest in myself, and I am teaching them to do the same. I was never taught that as a young Dan. I was taught, don't be a servant leader. Don't be selfish. And it's very counterintuitive when you make that shift of, hey, it's okay to be selfish. Because when I'm selfish, it means I'm centered in self. It's it's back to that one GPS. I'm centered in self.
So can I
You don't have to ask permission to ask me a question, but go ahead.
you didn't put family as high up on that list that most guys do.
Okay,
Most guys would have said family first
sure.
or kids first or something like that. And
Why not? Why didn't I?
well, not why didn't you, but well, yeah, kind of. Let's just go with the question. Yeah, why didn't you?
Because I want my kids to grow up and to create their own lives.
Mm,
And to be honest, brother, they're all external.
mm.
We're never guaranteed a tomorrow with them. And if I place them up on some pedestal and they go away, I'm a crushed man.
Yeah.
Again.
There's a quote, and I may not get it exactly right. If you live for another person's acceptance, you'll die from their rejection. If you live for another person's acceptance, you'll die from their rejection. And I believe that is also true in relationship. If I put that person above me and they go away, what does that mean about me? Who am I? So that's how I've come to prioritize be centered in self before family.
Thank you.
And I would just add, I believe that women feel that intuitively. They feel if I put her or our family as the priority, it's pressure.
Mm.
That's not saying I don't honor my family and I don't honor my wife. I'm a kind man. Love flows in the direction of giving, not getting. Old me was very transactional, right? You guys nodding your head kind of the same way, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
If I fill myself up, I can give with abundance.
It's absolutely beautiful.
It is so true.
I never thought of it like that. I would have definitely put family before, not self, but family before, the horses. But now after what you just said, I got to rethink everything.
Well, and just I'll challenge you, take it to I get to rethink everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm happy to. I'm actually excited about it.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. I think that comes right back to the GPS, that exhausting energy that we like the tail wagging the dog. And
Yeah.
when we come back to this energy of I'm okay with who I am, where I am right now. I'm grounded man with deep roots. And I offer shade, I offer nourishment, and I think that's so comforting
Hmm.
to other people.
I
I
got no
think,
more questions.
well, we had 8 questions and you answered actually all
Well,
of them.
12 of them.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the invite.
No,
Yeah.
it is all ours because I mean it helps us learn and grow too. When you talk about you need to put yourself first so that you can give. It really struck a chord because I was like, I don't give. I only think about how I live today. I don't sit there and go, "Oh, I do enough. How can I give that person shade or in abundance? I have enough abundance of
Yeah.
resilience. How can I give it out to other
Yes.
people?"
I love the concept of abundance,
Yeah.
and that's got to come from internal.
hmm To the listeners out there, here are the daily habits for building resilience in your life. Make sure you explore your life, journal, take time for mindful meditation, do breath work. I forgot the last one, Dan, if you would like to help me out.
Build your emotional, physical, spiritual habits.
Yes.
Each person has to explore what those look like for themselves, and they're going to get it wrong. Approach your life like it's a lab experiment. Like you can't get it wrong. Hey, if cold plunges aren't your thing, cool. Try a sauna. If a sauna is not your thing, try a float tank. Go move your body and then remember to find stillness. Life's freaking busy. Stillness. Building resilience, it really comes back to we have to be intentional with our emotional, physical, spiritual habits.
If you would like to go further or deeper on this topic of resilience, reach out to us. We want to know and hear your powerful story. Chat or connect with us by booking your free session on our website, northmancoaching.com. And folks, that's a wrap on today's episode. And of course, thank you all out there for listening. We are so glad you could join us today. If you enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to subscribe to our podcast, Living by Oak Values. And if you feel generous, leave us a review. It really helps us out and keeps these conversations going. For more updates and exclusive content, join our Facebook group, Northman Legacy Crew. Follow us on YouTube, TikTok, or visit our website, northmancoaching.com. And we'll be back next week with another exciting episode that you don't want to miss. Until then, keep discussing your values, embracing the journey, take care, and stay authentic.